mission today, and what we mean by it, I think, is a contrast to what it used to mean. Mission today has to do with our understanding of what God is doing in the world. It is something that we feel that we discern and then respond to, both in terms of our faith, but also in terms of how we act. So I think for me, the accent on mission has been this process of careful discernment of God's hand at work in the world about us. Mission was associated really with two things. Mission was a human activity, maybe a human achievement, and it had to do primarily with changing circumstances, situations, and people to fit the missionary's model of what a good life was. Of course, the disaster of that approach is pretty well known, and is quite correctly condemned by people, I think. An indigenous woman I know said that the spirit of religiosity is, you must become like me in order to hear the good news. And that's essentially what mission and evangelism and proclamation was all about. It's quite a bit different for people to believe and proclaim in God's goodness in people in whatever circumstances they find them. It's quite a bit different. And the power of that message can change the world. The power of, you're a jerk, you better become like me, is not so good. Well, I think the first step is to identify the presence of God in your own life and the power of God in your own life. St. Maximus the Confessor talked about the world being on fire with the energies of God. I don't think you can possibly entertain mission without understanding, first of all, God's mission to you and beginning to recognize it in that way. That's clearly the first step in the proclamation of Jesus. But beyond that, I think it is the confidence in God's plan for the universe as it's displayed in Jesus, confidence that that is being worked out, and absolute certainty that you play a role in making that happen. And then I think it doesn't take a whole lot at that point to discern from that kind of understanding to a point where you begin to act I think that kind of love, that kind of power compels people to act, and you don't necessarily have to be a Christian to experience that kind of thing.